And I'm going to play another game of blind chess against the Maya bot. Which one have we picked? Maia9, 5 minutes. Let's see how we get on for this one. Let's go c4. Takes. So we're going to try and collect our pawn back. But knight up, then knight forward is the correct move. Bishop blocks. So we take. Queen takes. Now we've got options. We can take the pawn back. I guess it's the correct move here, but you can play other moves like develop your knight. Knight up, so we can push the pawn here. Black can force an endgame with queen up, but doesn't, so we develop. Okay, bishop comes up, so we're going to move into an endgame hopefully. Okay, so we get an endgame position. Okay, we castle, so we've got rook, bishop, knight, rook. We've got rook, rook, knight, bishop. They're both pawns. That's what we want to target. So how do we do that? I'm just going to push slowly and release my bishop first. Okay, it comes up here. So let's develop our knight. Knight comes in. We don't want to take that and undouble the pawn. This is awkward though, because if I play bishop up, I lose this pawn. I could just sit and do nothing, but how? How do I effectively do that? Let's play rook here, and then I can maybe push and push. Okay, so we'll take back. So we've got rook, bishop, rook, the rest are pawns. That's a bishop, rook and rook, the rest are pawns, and they're the kings. So pawn is under attack. So I guess bishop up is the logical move here. Then we can connect our two rooks. Then we can try and push on. Comes forward. I'm not sure here. I'm going to push this pawn up just to try and take some pressure off. This one. Actually, I'm going to play bishop here and attack this pawn. Pawn for pawn is potential. Let's go here. Bishop wanders back. Let's chuck this one forward then. That's the bishop, that's the bishop. So trying to come down here, attacks the pawn. It's playing very well, isn't it? Very well. Let's challenge the rook, but we might end up losing a pawn somewhere here. If rook takes, this pawn is loose, isn't it? But I think I have to go with the rook. That's the rook, that's the bishop. A pawn comes forward. I'm going to push the pawn on here. So again, bishop, bishop, rook, rook, and king, king. The rest are pawns. Bishop comes up, so we could do takes, takes, and up, but then the rook comes in, right? I guess we want to ignore that, but let's drop back and just pressure the pawn. We've got pawn, bishop, pawn. Okay. Actually, let's bring the king up over, because rook down is a bit annoying there. I might get our king trapped, so let's step up. Yeah, rooks come forward, but that's a pawn. The idea is to go here. Yeah, this one's kind of a bit wrong, isn't it? I don't think we can salvage this one. Let's just chuck a pawn. So I'm going to gambit both of these pawns. I don't think I can keep them realistically. Let's try and get forward, but I don't think we can actually salvage this. Bishop and king, bishop and rook, rook. Okay. Oh, I was going to go there, but you've got rook across. That's a slight issue, although I guess I could drop back. Let's go here, rook over, bishop back. Okay, so the bishop's come in as well. Yeah, this one's kind of done, isn't it? Let's drop the king back. Should be done, should be. bishop takes, so we take. We'd like to get this pawn, run this one. That's the king. Oh, we get both pawns. Wait, we're back in it. We're back in the game because we get both pawns. So can we try and run our pawn now? Don't think we can. Here you just go back. Here you collect. I messed up there, didn't I? I guess we go forward then and we try and get one of these and swap this. Yeah, king's gone there. So let's get one and get another. I guess you can push the pawn, but let's just see. It doesn't. So we've got rook and rook, king and king, and the others are pawns. Ah, but I've got this right. Let's just come all the way across and try and push here. So we only need 3 squares and it's protected. I'm not sure if it matters which one we go there, because rook down we can always step back to stop this. What was happened there? The pawn push, so we push ours. That's a pawn, that's the king. So we stop the rook coming across. So you're probably going to have to play a move like this, but it's too slow. So now we're going to queen. Yeah, king comes across, so we'll get a queen. I've got auto queen on, so that's a queen now. Queen, rook and king, 2 pawns. That's a king, that's a rook. I guess we throw a check in. We don't, that's a rook, that's a pawn. We don't want to blunder the queen, but the king's not got many squares here. Our queen cuts this. There is that one. So where to now? Check, I guess, or check. Yeah, that's a check. Queen and rook. Oh, I could just take the rook actually, couldn't I? Take the rook. And we just want to get a win somehow and not blunder stalemate. That's a queen, that's a rook, that's a king, that's a pawn. Let's check. Yeah, let's check. We're going to get a nice simple ladder mate. Let's check and then checkmate. Okay, we managed to beat the Maya bot again. So let's bring the actual pieces on. So we go to piece set. We play this one, C Burnett. That's the one that we normally use. Then we'll go to the analysis board. We'll just see how we actually played it. Yeah, so we were a little bit worse from the opening phase here, but it looks like fairly close. -1, and then it's turned on move 37. So we played 95% against the computer, which has played 90% as well. That's not bad, is it, considering I can't see the pieces. See, the first 20 moves, nothing has been flagged. This is just standard theory in the Reti though, and then this line here, like I say, black can force an endgame with queen down, attack the queen, attack the rook, but it's standard theory. Now we go to this structure, which always feels like it's good for white, not so good for black, this broken structure, but in reality you can see it's still very balanced. With correct play, it's still not that bad for black. It's not that easy to attack the pawns, as we find out here when we're trying to unwind the position. And black was doing pretty well here. Yeah, I should have played the other rook here to challenge this one. Okay, then I needed to push the pawn forward. No, I didn't push pawn forward. I did push the pawn. I should have played rook across instead of pushing forward. And bishop here, correct not to trade. Then here, yeah, I needed to go immediately forward there. I was just trying to put pressure on this pawn. Then rook across. I thought I can drop back as I did. But here, it's still completely level. And this is where we managed to win both of the pawns. But in this position, I can't push because you just go here. So I've gambited to go after these. So that was the blunder. And just push the pawn forward. Yeah, just push the pawn forward there. So the bot blundered. Then in this position, we've obviously got the outside pawn that we can push along. But it's getting a queen. I've auto queen turned on here. Of course, I could just take the rook. I was just focused on trying to go for the king. Then we take the rook. Then it's just trying not to blunder some sort of stalemate, and we end with a nice ladder mate. But that's not bad, is it? And there were the move times for both of us. So even though I'm playing against the bot there, actually, the move times look human-like, don't they, actually, there? The move times look human-like. They're not all the same for each move like bots really used to play. That looks quite human-like, that chart, but without any proper long things, whereas obviously we have got some there. But very good.